And you're listening to 2GLF 89.3 FM. Welcome back to the Relationship Whisperer show with Miss Dragonfly, where we discuss all things relationships with the aim to make marriage great again. And we are coming to you live in the studio right now. And joining me in the studio, I dare say Bluey has braved it and come back again.
Here again once more.
Okay.
Back in the door once more.
Okay.
But it's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Somebody's got to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Oh,
Someone's got to have a voice for the blokes. We've got to keep you in check in case you go on a tangent.
I know. Yeah. Absolutely. Well,
But
I don't think I...
No, you don't. You actually have really good advice.
Mm-hmm. Very left of field, I have to say. A lot of people, yeah. You know, this...
So what's the show about today?
Okay.
Miss Dragonfly.
Miss Dragonfly. Yeah, I thought I'd have a bit of a touch on a contentious subject.
A contentious subject?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. A uncomfortable subject, and that is about affairs.
Affairs?
Yes, I thoroughly know.
Do they really happen?
If you go by the reasons that they put on a divorce application, well, back then, I guess before we had all that reform, it has to be a reason for divorce. And I think that was and you couldn't get divorced unless you had a reason. Well, then that was before they introduced no-fault divorces. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that was a popular reason people put down for...
Because before you couldn't get divorced unless...
There was some sort of reason kind of thing. You had to show cause, so I gather. So I think there was men back then actually set up wanted to get divorced. So I had to come up with a reason. So actually
before in the old days, you just used to ring up say she was mad. And they would get picked up, put in a straitjacket, and that was it. Done. Next.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Well, that was almost like like I say, they would actually set themselves up to be caught having an affair. So they actually set up, like hire a prostitute and all that, and go through all these elaborate schemes and so forth.
And have somebody with a camera ready.
Yeah.
So catch the evidence. Smile.
Yeah, kind of thing. They deliberately set themselves up.
Room service.
So
it's actually Zoom service.
Zoom service. Well, anyway,
you'll be on live on the net.
Well, anyway, it was very interesting. I came across a stat that apparently...
You came across a
statistic.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, it actually says that 85% of affairs happen at work or with someone from work. Yeah.
Two-income family.
Two-income family. Well, first of all, yeah, affairs do basically can be the death knell of any relationship, let alone marriage. Yeah. But this is the thing about it happening at work. Well, with a work colleague, more of it. I mean, what do we have in our mind? When we think of a man having
people having show, we can't quite go there.
It's either they do it, it's with a prostitute or have a mistress somewhere.
Well, that
sort of thing.
Work.
Yeah, but not yet. But that's why it's surprising that it's with like a work colleague. But then again, not really surprising.
Because you spend so many hours.
You spend so many hours at work. You really do. I mean, look, this is the thing with modern society that it's unfortunate, but yes, we end up spending the majority of our lives at work. Well, where do we work? A full-time job is 5 days a week. Yeah. And then we get, you come home, you're tired, and then you just want to eat, take a shower, rest a little bit, and time for bed.
Yep.
And then
8 hours and an hour traveling each way.
And that.
And, by the time you get back and something to eat, you're exhausted.
You get undressed and then get ready to fall asleep.
Time to do it all again.
All again the next day. And you do that for 5 days straight, and then you
get the Saturday off, and then you got to do the cleaning,
Yeah.
washing, mow the grass, mow the lawn, wash the car, do this, do that. Go out for dinner.
Go out for do the weekly shopping. If you can
Weekly
fit that in
shopping,
one day, and then
yeah.
the next day you start preparing for the next day, you go back to work.
Yeah.
And you spend the whole week looking forward to that Saturday and Sunday.
A lot of people don't even get the Saturday off.
I know. Terrible, is it? Nowadays, yeah, they're working so long. I mean, especially people that in retail and hospitality. I guess its incentives is, I guess they get like a time and a half pay on a Saturday. And so it's incentive for them to keep on working and doing the overtime. And then, and then it's like they only get 1 day off a week. But even though, people that are salaried, they don't get paid overtime. Okay. So just so wage earners that get paid by the hour know, yes, when you get to the higher working corporate, they just pay your salary, and that could
they expect you to work beyond the hours.
Beyond the hours. Whatever it takes to get the job done. That's how they put it, and that's how they pitch it.
Yeah.
But reality is just, this is how much, and we can extract from you as much as we can. As much work from you can. You cannot complain. Because everyone else is doing it as well.
Yeah, well, if you complain, you don't get very far.
You don't get very far. I mean, no one will say anything specifically, but you're not going to be passed over for promotions or working on any special projects or things like that in the workplace. And it's kind of like very much unspoken spoken. Like, you always leave work on time. It's not a good look. Yeah. If you haven't...
Some of these people, they work up to 10 at night.
Yeah.
Still going. Got to be back early in the morning. Exhausting.
Yeah, what a lie. Such a life. So it's not...
So workplace affairs.
Workplace affairs.
I'm working late at the office tonight, love, honey.
Well, it was true, and then it becomes a pattern. And then, but though, if you are working late, look, the thing is, we spend more time at work than we do with our partners, don't we? Yeah. So the people that we work with, or our work colleagues and so forth, they get the majority of our time. And so over a period of time, well, you're going to get to know the people in there, and you might so happen to click with someone in there, especially if you work with them continuously. I mean, the more time you spend with someone, the more chance that feelings will develop.
Yeah.
Because you're creating that bond.
CEOs end up marrying the PAs.
The PAs, is it?
Well, they're with them a lot.
I thought it was more
they organise their life. They pick up the dry cleaning.
Yeah. I thought it was often their nanny or someone. That's a nanny. Basically, someone that's been around them for a long time. Yeah. But I understand why the PAs though, is because you're working together and so closely, and the other person has to basically, your PA's job is to be with you and constant contact with you. So there again, it's the same thing. If you're in constant contact and communication and working with someone all the time, inevitably feelings develop. It just can't be helped. That is human nature. So I guess that's where, and someone always said that it's sad because couples, they go to work and they come home and they're under pressure, to get things done or get the cooking done. When they come home from work and just cook and probably eat a quick shitty meal just to fill the belly, and then get ready for the next day. And if there's kids, bathe the kids, spend some time with them, put them to bed, and if they're a bit older, you sit with them, go through their homework, and that. And so, how much time then do the couple have together?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. I mean, they're under a lot of pressure to do all that. And then the weekends, and then it's like a constant. They're on the I would say the right way. What do you know that
treadmill?
Treadmill, yeah.
Running hard to stand
running
still.
hard all the time and getting nowhere. I guess, look, that would touch with a point with a lot of people right now, especially with the cost of living crisis and everyone just struggling to make do. You know exactly what I mean. It's tough. You're tired as well. You come home, you're exceedingly tired. And, someone said the sad thing is that with your partner, they don't have anything to bond, really. Look, okay, they say, yeah, it is if they're married, there's a social marriage bond, but then there's kids, there's parental bond and that sort of thing, but no goals together or anything. Whereas the person that you work at work, well, you might be doing a project with them, project or something, or trying to see if you can make targets for that quarter. And so there is a goal there, and there's a project you're working together, but they're saying, the couple themselves don't have a goal together or anything they're working with together, and so that does not then something to really hold them together, and so it's easy for an affair to happen if they're totally exhausted and one partner happens to be having a goal with someone else or working with someone else. But, a lot of the time, and that is true. What do you think? A lot of the times, that is true. However, but that is very conventional marriage. And especially in Western society, that's the culture. Like I say, it's almost people forget what a marriage really is. Don't realize.
Well, most of it's based around fear.
Well, most of it, romantic love. They put it on. It's just romantic love. I mean, you love someone, then you want to be with them
but a lot
together.
Of relationships are based on your fearful of being alone. Who will I be with when I grow old? There's a lot of fear structures there, and people, they don't want to be alone and fear for being alone. If I'm sick, who's going to look after me? All that type of things come in.
So it's more though like they're treating it as marriage as a companionship.
Well, yeah, and also somebody that will pick you up when you fall down, type of thing.
Yeah, companion. Yeah. Someone to watch your back, really. But if you really ask them what's a marriage, like I keep saying, very few actually can describe what it is. And
supposedly it's wide and varied. I mean, it means a lot of different things to different people.
But the crux of it, people don't get it.
People get married, isn't there? You get married because children come along. You get married because career or something like that. There's different reasons for marriage, isn't it?
You mean for social advantage and all that sort of advantage,
children, as you say.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I say, that's the reasons why people do. But I guess what I'm saying is people don't understand what marriage is. And okay, you're married now, so what do you do? What
There's
do you
no rule book, is there?
There's no rule book. I mean, it's like
unless
I say,
unless they read your book.
Yeah, unless they read my book.
Which
and
is
like
free,
yeah, it is free, and I'll talk about it
I'll bet you
later
will.
after the break.
I bet you will.
It's almost like they're saying, look, it's almost like okay, you happen to really love that person, so you want to spend the rest of your life together because that's the feeling you have at the moment. So you get married, and then no one actually really says what you're supposed to do there. What do we do?
Yeah.
What do we do? And so that is a big thing that is what trips people up. And I think it also is a big contributor to why there are affairs, because people don't understand what they're supposed to do.
They're not supposed to have affairs.
Okay, yeah, no, they're really not supposed to have affairs.
They've got that figured out without any rule book.
Yeah. But on that, we'll go to some music. And
we will.
Yeah, and I'll come back and I will explain again how people can actually avoid these type of affairs happening.
Just don't do it in the first place.
Yeah, but...
It just happened by itself. It just happened.
You know what I mean.
Well,
Wouldn't you
very
say?
sad if you're happier at work than what you are when you're not.
When you're not. And yes, like I said, someone did bring up and saying because it's an onerous on the couple, and they don't have a goal together. And the thing is, that's the sad thing is that they should have a goal together, because a marriage is a partnership.
It's a teamwork.
It's a partnership, yes, a team. When you marry someone, basically you are taking on that person as the other person in your team, in your partnership. You're taking on someone to be in the partnership of your life. People are familiar with taking on business partners, your partner, bringing a partner into the business. But people it's not actually gelling with people that you're taking on, inviting someone in your life, as part of your life.
Yeah.
To actually be a partner in your life. So what does that mean then in a partner, being a partnership with someone? Previously, I did list all the advantages of having a life partner.
Did you list all the disadvantages?
Yeah, there's always going to be some disadvantages with everything. Okay, even say, it's great winning the lotto, but there's always going to be disadvantages of winning the lotto.
Yeah.
Okay, some people will testify
But
and
you'd still rather have it than not.
Yeah, you'd rather have it than not. Okay. So, though there are people that afterwards say, I wish I never won the lotto, simply because they were not prepared. Really, at the bottom line of what it means.
And there's a few people out there say, I wish I never got married.
Yeah, there are people out there like that because they're not very prepared and they did not actually know what it was they were getting into. So you have to know that you're choosing the person that would be your partner in life. No, not like a partner in business, a partner in your life. So it's even far more important. And so what do you do with your partner in life? That's the thing.
Well, you go to work every day.
You go to work every day
and then you see them on the way down the stairs in the morning, say hello, good morning, and that's it.
That's your partner in life.
Yeah. You might see them at the weekends a couple of times.
Okay, people, you see
go for a drive on a Sunday morning, and that's about it.
Okay, people, you now see that there is something missing, in this partnership in life. Something the partners are not doing. That is, they're supposed to work together. You're supposed to work together as a team in your marriage. So what does that mean? You work in projects and work with the people at work. So what does it mean then you're working with your spouse in life mean?
It means that you go out to work, bring your wage packet home and you hand it over to your wife?
The reason behind it?
So you can stay on that treadmill longer.
Yeah. One person earns it, one person spends it.
Yeah, that's right. The key is that that it's managed well. There's a surplus. The surplus can grow. Yeah. And they can build a nest egg. And then they can feel comfortable because you're gaining.
Yeah, you're gaining, however. Yeah. So look, how do you work together? Program. Really?
For example, if you made a discipline, 10% of everything you earn goes to you, goes to your family. So you have a savings account together and 10% of whatever you make in the week goes to, so you both got a joint savings program. In 1 year, this is how much. 2 years, this is how much. And apparently that builds a happiness because you've got a common goal. You've got a common objective. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is a roundabout way. But what we're saying is it's more like you've got to work together. Okay. What I would say is you both sit down. You both discuss and see where you want to be in certain period of time, when you want to retire. Okay, so would that mean the both of you retiring at the same time?
No, probably
or
not.
One person retiring before the other?
I wonder which one that is. When you said before, you both sit down and you work it out. Well, is that really the case? You both sit down, usually it's like the woman will sit down.
Well, you both
and
have
the
to
bloke
agree.
will be out there working to get it.
Well, he has to actually know
Well, he
exactly
has
why.
to agree to.
Agree
He
to,
has
and
to
actually
agree to it.
actually know what this
He
is,
has to
where
actually
this
think,
is going, and what the end goal is.
Well, he actually has to think that some of it was his own idea.
Well, it should be. So you discuss. Look, okay, you discuss you discuss whichever makes the most sense. Obviously, if whoever's earning more should be the one working more of the time, irrespective, and the one earning less, there's no point the one earning more retiring earlier than the one earning less. So it doesn't quite, the maths doesn't stack up. So, like you sit down and you discuss, okay, what age do we want to retire at? Okay, and then how much
do we
need? Because what type of retirement do we want? Do we want just enough to be able to pay the bills, and that's all? Or do we want, to enjoy a bit? That means being able to go on a holiday every once in a while, maybe once a year, maybe. Because when you retire, you actually need actually more money because you've got all this time on your hands, and you want to do things, go out, do this, do that, and it costs money.
Yeah.
So it depends on what type
all
of retirement you're doing.
And all the
and then you've got to factor in if when you are older there'll be health issues, and then you've got to
spend on the body.
Yeah, on the body. You have to think about your medical expenses as well. Even though in Australia we have Medicare, however, as soon as you go see a specialist, you pay out of pocket, and it can be quite a bit as well. So sit down, have a talk and a chat and a think about how much you want to retire on. Okay, and then how many more years have you got to reach your goal then? From here to there, and then work out, okay, how much you have to earn. So if that's the case, how will we get there, so to speak? And then that's basically working together and being involved with each other. So even though you may be working in separate jobs, separate professions, you still have a vested interest in each other's lives and how well each other does at work.
Yeah.
So you might say, okay, well, you obviously have this is how much we're going to need to earn a year, and obviously you have far more potential to rise up in your ranks than I do. So we might concentrate on yours. And how about, you need to get to this position or that position, and within how many years? So you're going to have to discuss all that together.
How do I get into upper management?
Yeah, upper management, so to speak. And then, you have a discussion, and then, at the end of the day, when you kind of come back, or end of the week and so forth, you can just go, that's when you can feel that
How far have you progressed on the way to upper management?
Yes. And then they come back and say, well, there was this.
Not very.
There's this person that's in my way, We should just
okay.
go
How
away.
do we figure out getting rid of them?
No, it doesn't have to be like that.
Some of these corporate
types.
industries, it's like playing in a Game of Thrones.
It is, yes, strategy and all that.
Strategy about trying to get up on the ladder.
And they're talking about
trying to get above another person. It's like, oh my God.
And that's where I talk the politics, explain the politics to your partner. So in a way, even though you might be into completely different jobs, different fields, you actually understand where your partner's work and where they're going with their career and so forth. And you kind of am there, so to speak, and sharing in that workplace environment, and then explain the office politics and this and that, okay, and discuss together how, you're going to progress to the next level, whether or not promotion would come, and that, so to speak, and strategize with each other. And if each other has had a bad day at work, you come home and you tell each other, and your partner would understand because you've been explaining about your workplace. So that's sharing, and that is having a common goal. So then you're very much in touch with each other. and each other's going on. And so you both feel really having a vested interest in each other's lives, and feel like you're part of each other's lives, rather than him having one partner feel they have more connection to someone they work with than than their spouse. And then because of that, it's far unlikely to happen at work. Yeah. So, and then you can pretty much prevent the 85% of the time it happens. I guess, it's almost, when people are feeling down, I guess lonely as well. So that's rare in that respect, if they're having affairs at work. Or what about the other 15%? Okay, people might be asking. Well, like I explained in my book as well, reasons for that. I mean, it comes down to why do people have affairs? I mean, and whose fault is it when it happens? Is it the fault of the partner being negligent or not being loving enough? Didn't show enough love, or the offender, the cheater, just being a dickhead?
Looking out for themselves,
or just opportunistic. But I put it down really to underlying incompatibilities, because I don't feel like it's, unless one of those things happen, I feel that it's no one's fault, because it's not the fault of, like I say, one partner or the other, because if you cannot get what you need from your partner and then you come across someone that does offer it, well, it's human nature. It's, we're all human at the end of the day. So,
well, apparently there's a lot of it going on.
Affairs, because people have chosen the wrong partner in the crux of things, and they're not working together as a team, which is why they don't bond with their partner.
Hence all the divorces.
So they bond with other people.
All the broken relationships, all the divorces, all the parentless sort of family, children.
So in that way, that's I can see that's the reason. But and so by actually sitting down and hashing out a plan with your partner.
Yeah, communicating.
Not just communicating what you do, but actually have a goal together.
Yeah.
Okay. You have that sense of direction. That is what I'm working with, and my partner has a vested interest in what I do, and not only just a vested interest, an actual interest in what I do. And you both do. You both work together as a team in that respect. Or it might be, one partner. It might even it is a bit of a luxury at this point in time, but these have partners staying at home and raising the children. The stay-at-home mums. But that doesn't mean they cannot contribute. As I said before, like I was talking about the Mrs. Watanabe's in Japan, the mythical Japanese housewife.
The mythical?
Mythical Japanese, Mrs. Watanabe. It's just like saying Mrs. Smith of Australia or the US kind of thing. Watanabe is a common name. A common surname.
Is it?
Yeah, just like Smith.
And here's me thinking it was a prison just off Cuba.
No.
Guantanamo.
Watanabe. And they called it the Japanese housewife effect because what the Japanese housewife used to do was...
Have affairs?
No, make money. Okay.
Make money?
Make money. Making money great again. So what they do is after dropping off the kids to school, they come home, not just doing housework, but they do carry forward trades online to grow the money in the family. Because what happened was, I think during the 90s, as you know, in Japan, they had basically zero interest rates.
Yeah.
So they couldn't get a return on their savings. But
they would lend money out to anyone.
Yeah, overseas for higher interest rates. And there were enough of them did it that they moved markets.
Yeah.
And they were calling it the Japanese housewife effect. And they were making quite a bit of coin. The only risk they had really was the exchange rate risk. But they seemed to be okay. Okay at that time was still pretty stable. So they survived and they made a lot of money. So this is them also helping, even though they were not working a job, but they were also able to contribute and grow their family's finances.
If you get the investments right, you can make a little bit of money, way more than a wage.
Mm-hmm. A lot more. So it's there. I mean, it's just like what I say.
It is a job. You've got to be focused on it, isn't it? I mean, you can't just pick it up and sort of hope, like you can't just gamble your way through it.
No, there's a skill set. So they would have had to do research.
Yeah.
And research and taught themselves.
Mm.
Or attend courses.
So is that why they say that the Japanese make the best wives?
No, something else. It's for other reasons. Because it's
they're the best at making sushi.
Probably not that. but yeah, it's basically East Asian, not just Japanese women, but in the culture. That includes Korean and Chinese. That the husband's job is to bring in the money. The wife's job is to manage it and grow it. That's how you do it. You work as a team.
Yeah.
So you've got the hunter bringing in the game.
Yep.
And then there's one there at the cave. Doing the skinning and preserving. And if she is more capable,
and planting the seeds.
No, we're talking about caveman times.
You still plant seeds there. You can still be. I mean.
No, but like I say, if she's more capable, she'll cut off some of the meat that he's brought in, use it as bait, go out and fish and bring more in. And that's growing. So it's taking what he's brought in and growing it. Okay, that's the analogy. And I was saying, I think it might have been 10 years ago, more than that, the price of gold dropped like about $100 or something overnight, just like that.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that time. Yeah. Then what happened that you had a rush of all these people in China rushing to buy gold. Standing in line, buying physical gold. And if people did not really pay attention, but if you look carefully at the crowds, they were all women because the men were too busy at work. They cannot leave there. They don't have the headspace to keep track of these things. That there's a bargain, I have to quickly go get it. She's got to be on it. She's got to be alert and be on and follow, to all these things that are happening.
Yeah.
So that they don't miss out. And she actually won going on the queue, queuing up for hours on end, such a chance to buy. Yeah. And those ladies bought 300 tons.
300 tons
of gold during that short period of time.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So able to move markets, yeah. So now if you're a single guy, you would have missed out. Who's going to go there and do that for you?
Who's going to go and
do that for you?
Yeah.
Would one of your great friends ring you up and say, this is a fantastic opportunity.
Not very often. Yeah.
How about I go and line up for hours to do it for you, buy it for you?
Not very often.
Unless they're already doing it for themselves and might be good enough just to ring you up and let you know.
Usually the case if they're doing it for themselves, they don't want you to know about it.
Yeah, they don't want
you. They want to feel like they've done something that you couldn't do.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's a big advantage over a single guy. And it depends of how capable the wife is, though. And if she's got that mindset. So if he's just married a trophy wife, as I mentioned, she's not going to worry.
She might be too busy looking at shoes
or something like that.
Yeah.
None the wiser.
Handbags.
Or someone that isn't capable, and they would have expected, well, if you told me to get it, I would have gotten it. But you wouldn't have time to follow all that and wouldn't know. So you actually need
somebody's independently
thinking about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So this is the other thing is that if you expect a certain quality from a partner, you have to choose for it. Okay? Otherwise, you cannot complain. Okay? Yeah. If you expect your partner to be able to cook, to actually do the cooking, then you have to check first that she can cook.
Yeah.
And she
And
loves
she'll
cooking.
actually, the
And she
amount
loves
she can-
cooking.
and she actually will do it.
Yeah, and that she loves cooking. That's a good sign
Yeah.
that she'll do it. If you don't, then you cannot complain later that she never cooked.
Yeah.
Okay? It's your fault, not hers.
Mm.
Okay? Or you can say she was terrible with money. Did you check beforehand?
Mm.
And did you check her handbag, how much her handbag costs?
Yeah.
Then you cannot complain. Can you?
Unless you got one of them knockoff ones.
Oh, like they're saying now in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, with you heard?
They
Have
make,
you heard?
They make nearly everything, and then they just put the little label on it.
Yeah,
and
you've
then-
heard that? I mean, especially this guy doing the handbag. He said, 80% of all the luxury handbags in
They're
the
all
world
made
are made in China.
Yeah.
So he's been picking up the Birkin bag by Hermes and Louis Vuitton and so forth and so forth. And they were saying, what they do is basically it's made in China until it's almost finished.
Yep.
Then they take it to Europe and stitch the label on. That's it.
Yep.
And it's
then
made
it says
in
made in Italy.
Italy. Actually, I read that their country of origin laws isn't the same everywhere.
Mm.
Theirs is also they're correct in that label is made in Italy. So you've got that label on. That's actually legally correct.
Mm.
Made in Italy.
The label might be made in Italy.
Yeah, so that's correct. When it says made in Italy.
But they
So
just
everyone's
what they just do is put the little metal badge on it.
yeah.
And then they staple
You've all
that
been
on
had.
and then they charge $38,000 for a
Yeah.
handbag.
Yep.
$38,000
Where the guy
US.
on the video said it only cost them
That's
$1,000.
$50,000 Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it only cost them one
For
grand.
a handbag. I remember being in LA and Beverly Hills. I used to live there, and there was in the shop window there was a $25,000 Chihuahua bag, a Louis Vuitton carry your Chihuahua around.
Yeah.
$25,000. I thought, God.
What, it had diamonds on it?
No, it was Louis Vuitton matching.
Oh
whatever.
my goodness.
But you're paying for the brand name.
You are absolutely
You're just
paying for brand name. And basically they're kind of like saying suckers.
You could have got a box with a handle on it for $10 out of Kmart or something.
Yeah.
You would have done this.
and yeah, that's the thing with
It'll ever
handbags.
come back in the future and people will just go, oh my God, how comes we could have been so stupid to buy all these brand names? And then it's not. Yeah,
and the thing is, is with the brands, they're calling out the brands. They're issuing some statements denying it. Some of them are. Some of them are absolute silence. So silence is deafening.
Yeah.
But they're denying it. But the thing is, well, it's very easy. People are saying very easy to debunk all these claims from these Chinese factories. Just release videos showing your production in Europe.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Then that would be
It might be like that. It might be like that meme that came out from China the other day.
Yeah, about the Americans.
All the Americans making making some form of technology.
And not only that, stitching
doing
the thing.
being big fat and overweight.
And then what are they picking fruit or something as well? There's some picking fruit. And they're wearing all these shirts with a flag on it, the American flag, and then picking fruit.
Yeah.
And the MAGA hats.
So I don't know how many Americans you'll get lining
and then
up.
they're doing that. It just looks, and where there's a sad music going on, like so sad.
Yeah. But they don't need to be too concerned about manufacturing because it's all robotic nowadays almost.
Not quite. Things like clothing. Look, the things like clothing, you can make the machines do a bit more function, but you always need that person.
Not always. Not always.
I can't see how you could do it.
No, you can't see it, but you'll see what happens in the future. They'll all be...
The production line.
Yeah, the production lines will all be robotic.
I can see something like a T-shirt being able to do that because it's very simple stitching.
Yeah.
But not something like, like a shirt like I'm going for. You know how many components there are and they have to be put together?
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, the machine will be able to do it quicker and faster and at less cost.
If it's an Android.
If it's an Android, yeah.
Yeah. So that's, like as I was saying.
They might even have Android marriages soon.
What?
Marry your Android.
Yeah. For some reason, I can see that actually happening. May not be legal, but there'll be those ceremonies.
Probably you can imagine it would be legal because there's people that can marry the cat. What is it nowadays? They can, they've got all these weird things. Identify as a cat or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Bluey, I came across this very interesting article.
Very interesting article.
Yeah, it's called Gen Z Men More Conservative Than Forebears. Forebears.
Forebears.
Forebears.
Oh, forebears. Amen.
Okay, I really read it out.
Mommy bear, daddy bear.
Are more conservative than their fathers, and far more likely to hold traditional views of gender roles than women their age, bucking a decades-long trend of younger generations tending to be more progressive.
Okay.
Now, research has revealed that young women remain the most progressive, but the study found that Gen Z meaning the youngest, about from 18 to 24, had more traditional views about gender roles than their Gen Y and Gen X counterparts.
Okay.
Younger age groups usually hold less traditional norms, reflecting broader social and cultural change. Since 2018, young men's views have become significantly more traditional, narrowing what was previously a clear gap between them and older men. So it's saying that Gen Z are actually now, Gen Z men, more conservative than Gen Y, Gen X. And, they're only surpassed being more traditional by those 65 plus age bracket.
Goodness.
Yeah.
What a turnaround.
Okay. And, look, I'll tell you, the 8 statements used to determine support for traditional gender norms in this survey. So they've asked these questions of the various men, different age groups, to see what their response was to them.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, Gen Z is actually 15 to 24. Sorry.
I'm glad you clarified.
Yeah, sorry, I clarified that. So the questions they were asked were, number 1, is it better for everyone involved if the man earns the money and the woman takes care of the home and children? So what do you think of that statement?
Well, the answer is it better?
Is it better? Yeah. Yeah. They're asking this, it is better, and asking if they strongly agree to strongly disagree. So that was the scale. So they agree with it or don't agree with it. And how strongly. So let's discuss this first question they were asked. So is it better for everyone if the man earns the money and the woman takes care of the home and children?
Is it better? Well, not necessarily. Some men can do that role and some women can be professional. And
not necessarily, but generally it is.
Generally,
yes. It is. There's always exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, of course.
But, the reason why I have to remind people of the reason why society and people expect the man to be earning the money and the woman to stay at home is generally men earn more. It's as simple as that. True. There are lots of jobs where, there's hazard pay and, hazard pay, and all those, messy and uncomfortable jobs people don't want to do. They get compensated more, and women would not want to do those jobs.
Especially women. They don't want to do them.
They don't want to do those jobs.
No,
so
they only want the good ones.
Yeah, the more comfortable ones.
Yeah.
Air-conditioned offices.
Yeah.
It's just like there was a company that they're trying to find the thing about the gender pay gap, how they keep going on about it.
Yeah.
And the study trying to find that how any way that women get discriminated against, and they found
they can't really find it.
Well, they came across this cleaning company, with cleaners, and they think, aha! They thought they see something. Yeah, the men are paid more. Yeah, clearly that's a discrimination. But But if you look at reasons why, underlying reasons why, it's because all the cleaning outside the building were done by men. You know, and basically, and also like hanging from a cable while you're cleaning the outside window as well.
Yeah, you don't see very many women putting their hand up for that job.
Yeah, that's why they're paid. Yeah, you'd be paid more money because you don't want to do the job, but women don't want to do it. So the men do it, and so they get paid more.
Yeah.
So you can't, is that a gender pay gap? Well, yes, to the extent that because women naturally don't want to do it. So are you going to force women now? Actually, when you're doing quotes, it's force the women to go out hanging by a rope outside and cleaning a window. Come on. It's ridiculous. And not only that, because men earn more. Why do men earn more? Okay, that's one of the reasons, but also because
longer hours.
They have more stamina. Yeah, they've got the bigger muscle build, so the work that requires strength generally are men, and they tend to pay more that type of labor work. But they can go longer hours. They can do more overtime because they have the stamina over women. So if because of that, it makes more sense for the man to be out working than the woman staying at home, and the woman staying at home, rather than the other way around. It's rather than the man that stays at home while his partner goes out loses respect.
And what about the executive roles, where women CEOs or something?
Let me finish this part first. It's about look, you are bigger, stronger, and you're allowing or wanting someone smaller than you with less stamina to go out and work and bring home the bacon, so to speak, while you stay at home.
Yeah. It
doesn't make well, and to some extent, I think even if there's a man doing that and he's the woman then that's out there working, she would lose respect for him. She may not say so because it's politically incorrect to say so, but she will not respect him. At the end of the day, and the dynamics then would also be different. Okay, if she would not really the respect. It doesn't go both ways. Okay, and now the thing about the CEOs, female CEOs. Yes, there are female CEOs, and some of them do it very well. However, a lot of the top CEOs is usually not women. Okay, and do you want to understand why that's the case?
Well, there's multiple facets. There's multiple aspects. One, childbirth.
Yeah.
So you just never know when that could come in, and then that's it. That's the whole business sort of on hold then. And
if they're older,
emotional instability. Because women, it's like they can't take the same. They're differently wired, aren't we? I mean, we're different.
We're different.
One's more emotional than the blokes, or and that's not a put down to women. That's an asset. It's a skill set. You become more. Women are more intuitive, and men are more analytical. So men can figure out how to build a bridge, and women can feel into things and know when someone's in danger in the family.
Yeah, and so
she knows that something's going wrong. Yeah, different roles, different jobs, different roles, different functions. And one of the things that I think we've gone awry with the society is there's no clear definition of where we should be, how we should act.
It's more like they want everyone to be the same.
They've got an agenda, really, it seems to be. And yet people were perfectly happy. Before then. It wasn't broken. Why did you have to fix it?
Yeah. But the thing with the female CEOs is like, look, a lot of them have high degrees and so forth, incredibly intelligent. But the thing is, with a job of CEO, running a business or running anything for that matter, it's fine if things are going well. People can operate it. Yeah, you have a certain level of smarts to be able to
when
operate
a crisis occurs.
But when a crisis occurs,
that's when you've got the metal. You've got the metal too.
This is the thing. Everyone, there's lots of people smart enough to run a company, But not everyone is good at solving problems. And this is
good
where,
point.
this is where it's a big kicker, because it's when you need someone that's good at solving problems to be able to overcome these situations, because problems inevitably arise. Okay.
So you need a big kicker to take care of them all.
No, it was someone that can solve problems,
You can
or
kick them all up the bum.
You
can kick them all up the ass.
and then that's where women fall apart, is because they're not big problem solvers. Okay, and the other thing I have to say is the stamina. A CEO's job is under high pressure, high stress,
emotional stability.
And you have to be on call, and that you have people demanding your attention for this, to attention this and that, all sorts of places. And then this is why the reason why, women do not have the stamina to punch through, and that is why fewer women make it to the top, because they get to a certain level, a certain age, and said, you know what?
It's too much for me.
I want a life. I don't want to have to be on call, and my life is basically this office.
Yeah.
There are other things in life for me, like I want a family.
Yeah.
When I stay home, I want to be able to spend time with my family. And other things that I want to do. And they drop off because women have different priorities. That's why and it's also a reason why they, like I say, with the less stamina, that's why they don't do as much overtime as the men do. And to be able to progress so highly, you have to put in those hours.
Yeah.
Whereas, not everyone is aware of that.
And then you've got monthly cycles. I mean, imagine if you've got this huge meeting, and then you've got it, and then all of a sudden you can have you're bent over double in pain.
Yeah,
how can you focus?
They go on the pill to control it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, control. Keep the cycle.
Because sometimes these meetings are prepared 3 months in advance.
And if you happen to be,
and if you have an off day, then it's like, oh,
you can't. You can barely sit up.
You've got to defer it.
Yeah, and you can't. No, professionally they cannot. And yes, yeah. And that's the reason they might not say anything, but they would not look down too kindly at that. That's the way. It's basically cutthroat.
Very cutthroat.
Yeah, very cutthroat in the corporate world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's move on to the next statement. All right, that was put to them. 2, children do just as well if the mother earns the money and the father cares for the home and the children. So, children's perspective.
Children's perspective.
Will the children do as well if the mother is the one earning the money and the father stays with them at home?
Depends on the people and the individuals.
Oh.
So if the father's really supportive, he's a great dad, he's there, I don't know, but
he's the house husband.
Yeah, and he's the bedrock, he's the stability, he's the wisdom, just because he doesn't make...
But the mother's not around. Because the mother's in the job all the time.
Yeah, I understand it could create, certain difficulties, but it could work.
No, it depends on how old the children are.
Yeah, well, that's what I mentioned before. It depends on the personalities of all those involved, including the children and the parents. The
children, if they're very young, it's better the mother stays with them.
Yeah.
It's a nurturing age.
Yeah, I agree.
They still need mum and need their mummy. The father.
But if the mummy's running a corporation,
they don't.
She's not available.
She's not available, and then they don't get the connection with the mother. It's a really different dynamics. The relationship a children has with their father and how interactions with them.
Well, it's about perspectives with families. You can have siblings in the same family, same upbringing, same everything. And one said, I had the worst parent, I had the worst upbringing, and another one could say, I had the greatest. And they're both in the same family.
So the relationship dynamics.
One could be the last child, one could be the first child.
It's different. But
there's all these different dynamics.
This is a thing. This is more a statement, people that agree with it, that advocating for single family homes or children raised by same-sex parents.
Well, in the lower class, you've seen is that it does have a level of dysfunction.
Yeah.
Because when the father's not there, you'll see that the crime rates go up. It's quite apparent, apparently.
70% of prisoners are from single-parent homes.
Is that right?
Yeah,
70%?
70%.
Whoa.
So something's wrong. They need that discipline.
Yeah, so if we knew that statistics prior to, you would have had a campaign against it, wouldn't you?
But
because could you ever financially count up the cost that costs society?
Yeah.
Less production, less income tax, less people having jobs, less this, less
but,
that.
But, you know, politically and all that, they're still encouraging that, saying a single parent, better single parent than being children in unhappy homes and so forth. But, yeah, you see, you know, encouraging single mothers. You know, single women are allowed to have IVF.
Oh, they are?
They're funded, yeah.
Funded?
Yeah. As well.
Wow.
People might want a child and that. I said, that's active involvement besides single parent payments and so forth. And that. And so, look, this is the thing. Mummy, different dynamics with mummy. And daddy, a dad cannot be a mum and a mum cannot be a dad. If you're going to swap the roles and dad now becomes a nurturer and a carer, good luck with how well he's going to be doing that. And then rely on the mummy to come home and discipline the children. How does that work, do you think?
Well, yeah, I suppose it could work. There's a way through. There's a way it can happen. But you can see difficulties, obviously.
But if the mum is really strict and the dad is going to go lucky and homely man, I doubt that the mummy would have much respect for the daddy.
Well, unless the family's running really, really, really well.
Right. Well, how would it run really well?
Well, the kids could be quite highly intelligent. They could be top of the class. They could be great at sport.
You're talking about older children then.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, but how would they be doing really well? I mean,
well, the father could be exceptional at encouragement. He could be exceptional at encouraging children to perform to an elite level.
Is that the way mummy does it?
Well, there's like maybe
the dynamics is different.
Well, the dynamics is different, but the father brings a force, the masculine force.
So they have the masculine force all the time.
Well, maybe not all the time.
So most of the time, before in the traditional family, it's the feminine and the nurturing most of the time, and the father is there.
Yeah.
There's an overseer and a discipline.
Look, if the woman is got the fortunate position of received some form of promotion and she's head of this corporation, she's making $5 to $10 million a year.
Yeah, far more than
and so the bloke's making a couple of $100,000 a year, but it's not nearly what she's making as the top CEO. It makes financial sense, and it could be worked. How could it be worked? Well, you could employ a female nanny to help out with the feminine energy.
I see where this is going.
She could be 60, you never know. And and so there could be other things that
if that happens, then the mother would feel basically she is a fifth wheel, basically.
Well, what does the bloke feel like if he's doing it?
There. Look, because you've already got the man there looking after the kids and a nanny as well. Well, what's the mother's job then?
Well,
she's
no,
basically a fifth wheel then.
No, but you said before, oh, well, you know where that will end up. Well, there's a way around it. There's a way around everything. You could actually employ a nanny who could add some feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just masculine, male, daddy energy all the time. It could be balanced. And what would it cost for a nanny if somebody's making several million a year? Not much at all.
Okay, but those are in those very specific
and a lot of the times these kids, if they were in high earners, after school they've got piano, they've got kung fu, they've got this, they've got that, they've got this. Their lives are consumed.
Okay, why would they need the mother then?
Well, they don't really. They're always at the classes.
She's redundant. She's only there to bring in the money then.
Well,
This is why.
It's like the bloke. The bloke's only there to bring in the money.
What is it? No, he occasionally there.
Yeah.
It provides a discipline. Because that's what happens when single parent families, children become criminals.
Yeah.
70% of, as I mentioned, 70% of the prisoners are from single parent families.
Single parent families.
Because
there's no discipline.
Yeah, even though there's money, There's no discipline.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It's a discipline.
All right, so that's number 2.
There are some single mother families
Mm.
who have raised elite people, who have raised elite business people, elite sports stars, single mothers, work 2-3 jobs to make it for the child.
For the child, yes.
Yeah.
And hats off to those women that really struggle when
Yeah,
they do that.
and they've added the masculine level of discipline and all of that
But
as
that's
well.
all those far few between.
Very, very far few between.
Those women that actually manage that are heroes, as I say.
And a child will excel when they're known that they come from a position of stability, such as a loved position where they're loved. That's when they can go into it, they can excel. It's when they're abandoned and they don't feel loved and they don't feel, that support or being held, then they become mediocre, you see. So, yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky. All right. Next one, a father should be as heavily involved in the care of his children as the mother.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's fair, but it would depend a lot on age and gender. And gender, is it a male child? Is it a female child? Is it how old are they? Usually, it's the young daughter will cling to the father, and the son will cling to the mother, and then when they get older, that sort of reverses, and the 15-year-old son needs to be educated into manhood. He wants manhood instruction. And then the female gets womanhood instruction. And so that role reverses, you see. So after a certain age, like they say that the hardest age for a child is around 15. It's the hardest age of our lives. Why? Because prior to, we were dependent upon a parent. Look at me, mummy, on the trampoline. It's like you always want your mum to look and clap and, oh, well done. Once you reach that age of 15, it just suddenly changes. Suddenly you were clinging on, looking about, oh, I'm not loved, you're not loving me enough, and you're not giving me enough attention, and they're there. And then all of a sudden, the clock changes, and that adolescent goes, get away from me, you're hemming me in, leave me alone, I want my own independence, you see. So at that 1 year, that age of 15, you've gone from wanting, demanding, grabbing, seeking attention, seeking that acknowledgement from the parent and the love from the parent, and then all of a sudden you go from the next minute, you're trying to run out of town. Like you don't want to be so that's the difficulty of being in that age group, and so you go through that bracket with adolescents. So very tricky indeed.
Yeah, that is tricky. Yeah.
So, but it's possible. The question is, yes, it's possible, but maybe less likely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now.
No. And there's more.
There's more.
There's more.
Mothers don't really need the money, shouldn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
If you really don't need the money, well, and you've got young children, you really should stay at home with them.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Because otherwise, what's the alternative? Dump them off to someone else? And where are they going to get their education? What are they seeing? Who are they influenced by? What are they picking up? Because, a young mind is like a sponge, yeah? Sponges everything up.
Yeah.
And so who you're around and who you're dealing with and talking with will be highly influential upon your life or the life of the child. So I would suggest, if you could afford it, yeah.
Rather, yes, and I agree with this, because then, you go to work and then hire someone else to raise your child, or take your child to childcare, have someone else raise it. What's the point?
Well, you might develop with resentments.
Yeah.
The child might end up resenting you.
Mummy was never around.
Never around.
When she didn't need the money.
Didn't need the money.
Or she's just too self-absorbed in herself and went and did her own hobby or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be resentment.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think we'll go to a little break. Music. Then we'll come back with more. We'll continue on with this list. There is another 4. And now, Bluey, The next statement presented to these men to comment on. And number 5 is, if both partners in a couple work, should they share equally in the housework and care of children?
No.
Why not?
Women should do the most.
Women should do the most.
I can just see all the vitriol. No, I don't know. Really,
You don't know?
It's
Look, I think
individual basis. Perhaps?
individual circumstances. Look, if one partner works less hours than the other, then come on, it's a no-brainer that they should do more of the work, more of the housework.
Yeah, but there's mitigating circumstances, such as one could, might not be as well as the other one.
Okay, there's other generations, but I'm saying generally, if that is
generally,
if that's the case, then yeah, it makes sense for one to do more of the housework. And the other thing, if presumably not too ill, because then they're working. So yeah, if they're free and if they're more physically able to, then they should do more of it. The person that's more physically able, if they that's provided they're free to do it.
Yeah, where the friction occurs, if one of the people feel like they've been taken advantage of,
and the other person's not pulling their weight.
They seem to be doing it all the time, and the other person's not
pulling their weight.
And then they're trying to get out of it and avoid it so that you do it. Well, that can create how do you do?
Yeah, you're not being a team player.
You're not being a team player.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a fun thing. When I say that opportunity, there can be some situation. I'll tell you, a lady, okay, she'll come home, about 8 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock at night time, and her daughter and her husband looks up and asks, "What's for dinner?" When her husband has been home at 4 o'clock, arrived home at 4. She had a fit. Because he was at home there. He could have just cooked something. He just should have been the one preparing dinner. It makes sense, doesn't it? So it's no point allocating the task to whoever, because it's also subject to what makes more sense. Okay, look, and given if one person's a lousy cook, you really don't want to be having that person cook most of the time, would you? And especially if they're not deliberately being a lousy cook, they just are a lousy cook. There's one thing of people creating excuses not to do it. They say, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
But if you simply are bad, you don't want to have crappy meals all the time. Okay? And this is the thing, I don't believe in, they say, we share everything equally, we both work, or we take turns. One person cooks this time, that time, or let's be equal. So you both do the same amount of work in the workplace, and come home and do the same amount of each task. Alternate. Well, it makes no sense, because what you're trying to do is achieve the optimal outcome for yourselves as a family and for yourselves as a couple, a partnership. So, the person who's earning more should be the one that's career that's prioritized. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And the other person that just happens to be better at cooking will cook most of the meals.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you'd end up, if you want everything equal, so to speak, with less income and lousy meals half the time. For what?
Well, there's many times in a partnership,
some point.
You notice that this one person is going to work, cleaning, doing the cooking, doing the shopping. The other person's not really doing much.
And that is a no-no.
You're not working in
a team,
Yeah.
So you're not being part of a team, and then that's...
So how do you make a team work?
Well, firstly, you both have to understand what you're getting into.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You need to be clear
beforehand. You actually
so to say that before you start a business, all partners involved should write out your roles and responsibilities, and what you'll be responsible for, what you'll take care of, and what your role will be. And I think that also could be helpful
Mm.
in a partnership.
Yeah.
Looking at it
you
from a
have to be
team
clear.
position
Yeah.
rather than just some fun thing and I love you. And
Yeah. You also, but remember you have to choose for it. If someone is not a team player, then you do not choose them for marriage.
yeah.
No,
And
there's no point.
well, I understand that, but one, there's, as we've mentioned previously, that people hide their deficits
Mm.
and what they're, what they're.
You can't hide it. You ask it. Well, that's
Well,
pretty
you
easy.
can hide it, but
No, the thing is, people are not conscious of that, don't actually know that you hide it. This is the thing where I ask them what their views on this, without really revealing what you're, so they can say it naturally. Well, why are you asking them? So this is a part of getting to know them. It might sound a bit underhanded and devious, but it don't mention your intent.
How did your date go? She asked me all these questions. They were so confronting.
I don't know why he was asking me all that. Well, why,
What's the purpose of asking all them questions?
All right, the next one. It is not good for a relationship if the woman earns more than the man.
Well, that's been said so many times.
Yeah.
And over the years, that's always been mentioned.
Yeah.
But again, it's individual. But some people could be fine with it and some people not. Not,
because relationship dynamics, it affects the relationship dynamics. Look, like it or not, we are hardwired for the man to be the provider and the protector.
Absolutely. But there's many instances where the woman is brilliant. She's great at what she does. She's worth 5 to 10 million a year. And
maybe he might earn 50,000.
Yeah, and yet she knows that she still needs a man in life.
But will she respect him, though? Well, this is the thing. You need respect.
Yeah, but respect can come from different areas. As long as they're conscious enough that money's not the end all of everything.
But what I'm saying is people are hardwired.
Today, people are hardwired that money is the.
Okay, the thing is, I'm talking about from a woman's point of view.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There's the money situation.
No, money represents more than just the material goods. Money represents being taken care of.
Yeah, I understand.
And if a woman, by nature, she wants to be taken care of. And if she has to basically take care of someone bigger and stronger, stronger than her, do you really think she will respect him?
Yeah, well, there's other ways that you can be respected. They can bring a value to a relationship outside of just money. We've got the money side covered. I've made plenty. But he might have great wisdom. He might be philosophically brilliant. He might be philosophically brilliant. You know what he might do? He might be able to take an old piece of timber found at the side of the road and turn it into the most beautiful bench top.
Okay, so I'll have to say that...
there could be a lot of things that can be...
Yeah, okay. Generally, that is true. It's not good for a relationship if the woman earns more than the man.
Generally, that's correct.
But there are circumstances where that would work.
Exactly.
Okay, and the one that comes to mind really straight away is Jennifer Hawkins.
Hawkins?
She's Miss Universe.
Yeah,
Miss Universe.
She was.
Yeah, she was. And so she's milked it for all it's worth. And, being brand ambassador for this and that and releasing this and that. And really milking, trying to make as much money as she can.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
in a short time,
her boyfriend and now husband, Jake Wall, he was a carpenter. So what they did was she was bringing all the money by doing face ambassadors, all these deals. And he was, because he was carpenter, buying up properties, increasing their property portfolio with the money she brought in. And he was renovating it himself and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So it worked extremely well in that instance. Though she was the one bringing in the money.
Yeah.
But because they were working together as a team. Yeah. You see?
Yeah.
And so he was using her skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was using his skills.
Yeah, his skill sets too. So it was a mutual benefit.
Sure.
Yeah. And so, it works in certain circumstances like that.
Yep.
All right, there's 2 more. Number 7. On the whole, men make better political leaders than women do. I think this is about the same like with the CEO case. Because
well, again, not in every instance. I heard there used to be in England. There used to be
hours. There's long hours.
Well, there used to be a thing called the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher. Mm-hmm. But when you hear her speeches and talks, God, she was quite brilliant.
Yeah, she was a conservative woman too.
She was quite brilliant. And she was very articulated and very... But, I mean, the economy went to crap, apparently, under her reign. We
So she wasn't that good.
We recall that, and those strikes and all of that stuff. But she was...
brilliant in her own...
in her own way.
In her own way.
Yeah.
But how many of...
And perhaps one of the most memorable prime ministers over the last,
Yeah.
several decades.
Yeah. But how many Margaret Thatchers have we had then? So we only needed one. Really? So they're far and few between. I mean, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but the far and few between.
Yeah. So, make better political leaders because they have the stamina to do those hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And secondly, with the rationality as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And
there's I think men are more stable than women.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
emotionally more stable.
Yeah, women go up and down on undulations. Their emotions can undulate, which means goes up and down like a roller coaster. And a lot of times in psychology, there's a phenomena, women don't know why they behave that way themselves.
Yeah.
Because they go up and down with their emotions because they're hormonally balanced or whatever.
But though the reverse does happen.
Of course. There's very many instances where women are the stable.
The most rational and the
most rational, most stable.
And the man's got his up in the clouds.
There's no doubt about that.
Up in the clouds.
Yeah. And women keep the man on the side of good, if you notice.
Yeah. Women civilize men.
Yeah, when a man's married, he's less likely to be a criminal, isn't he?
Far less.
Yep. There's no doubt about that.
All right, last one.
Last one.
A working mother can establish just as good a relationship with her children as a mother that does not work for pay.
Just as good.
Yeah, a working mother can be good as a stay-at-home mother. As
well,
good as a relationship.
Again, the answer is yes, it can be the case that it can be. But again, generally, no.
No. And the reason... Okay, I've got my reason.
Okay, go.
Okay, my reason is it's just a matter of the time that's available.
Well, that's...
Yeah, that's it.
Hello. That's not just your reason.
Yeah, when you're working, again, like we said, most of the time is spent at work rather than with your family.
Well, just get your kids to come and work there.
I don't know if the boss will allow that to pass. Yes, the thing is you only have so many hours in the day, and if you specialize in something, spend a full time in one job, or one task, you are going to be far better at that.
Well, the key is just train your kids up on your job and get them to do your job while you're at home.
Parent themselves.
They can get work skills.
But if you have to split your time and your attention, you're not going to be the best at either, at both.
Yeah, women can handle that better than men.
They can handle it because women are multitask. However, still, the full-timer is going to do a better job because that's what they're concentrating on rather than the jack of all trades. It's just purely time. And I know that's what people want to hear, but that's what it is.
Time. And it looks like we're out of it.
We're out of it. So...
Goodness, the show goes by fast with Miss Dragonfly.
Yes, it does.
All these relationships.
And I hope everyone's enjoyed the show. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. I have 2 Facebook accounts, one under Miss Dragonfly and also Make Marriage Great Again. I do post different things on both pages, so follow both if you can, but at least follow one.
And what about the blog?
And yes, the radio station has a website, localpulse.press.
89.3 2GLF FM.
Okay, that is if you want to listen to, if you miss a certain show, you can listen to it again.
What, all the recordings are there? Yeah. On demand?
On demand, yes.
So you can listen to these shows again and again?
And again.
Wow. So where's your blog found? Tell the people.
Okay, localpulse.press. That is the website.
Is that for Liverpool?
Yes. Yeah, that's for Liverpool.
Liverpool.
And I have a blog post there. So
you've got a blog post there.
Article.
Liverpool.
Localpulse.press. So that's the website. Okay, everyone?
Okay, everyone.
Okay, everyone. Well, that's the show. Thanks for coming in again, Bluey. Okay? And... didn't put you through too much of a ringer. So thanks everyone for listening, and remember to tune in same time next week.
Next week.
And until then, it's bye for now.